Tip of the week, the teach back method. After explaining a treatment plan or a home care routine, ask your client to summarize it in their own words. This handy technique quickly highlights any confusion, ensuring you communicate clearly and helping your clients feel confident and informed in their skincare journey.
Hey everyone, I'm your host, Morgan.
And I'm Jolie.
Today we're diving deep into the heart of every successful aesthetics practice, the art of the consultation.
Morgan, I feel like this is one of our favorite topics to
Yep.
cover. The consultation is more than just a quick chat before a treatment. It's the foundation for building trust and understanding client needs so you can create a treatment plan that's perfect for them.
I think what you said is spot on. It's not just about this quick conversation. It's truly where we're able to connect with our clients, learn about their skin concerns, and set some realistic expectations. So the consult is what sets thriving spas apart from those that struggle. A lot of today's clients expect results because of what they're seeing on social media, and they're willing to invest for great results. So it's essential that both the results and the overall experience are extraordinary.
Absolutely. I completely agree. So let's start with the very first impression.
Well, Julie, you know what they say. You only get one chance to make a first impression. And in our industry, the first impression happens during the consultation.
Exactly. The service starts as soon as that client walks in. The environment should be warm and welcoming, clean, enticing. Always make sure to greet the client and offer them a beverage, then direct them to your seating area. A warm welcome, a smile, and a comfortable environment can go a long way.
If they're a new client, you should introduce yourself, offer a genuine compliment. This is going to help build a rapport and establish a good first impression. The key to every good consultation is building that trust and making your client feel comfortable. I know it sounds corny to offer a compliment, and I don't want it to ever seem like it's forced, but it truly does go a long way.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. Most come with skin concerns that they may feel a little self conscious about and need someone who they can trust and rely on, while other clients are going to seek relaxation and self care. Either way, happy clients are more likely to become loyal and lasting to you.
Julie, what do you think about credentialing yourself to your client?
Love it. I think it's important so your client can get to know you and your experience level.
Yeah, I agree. So mentioning awards, titles, years of experience, or specialties helps to build trust, establish credibility, and set the stage for successful treatment. I know it might feel like you're bragging on yourself, but they really do need to hear that. So it can be as simple as, "Hi, Jolie, I'm Morgan. A little bit about myself. I'm a hydrofacial master with over 15 years of experience as an esthetician."
Now let's start talking about asking the right questions. So we need to gather as much information as possible to understand our clients' needs and concerns, while also making sure we're choosing the appropriate products and treatments. I always like to get my safety questions out of the way just to make sure the client doesn't have any contraindications with that service that we're performing. I'll ask questions such as if they're allergic to anything, if they're pregnant or nursing, have any medical conditions, or if they've received any other aesthetic services recently.
Yeah, I also enjoyed doing that. So afterward, I begin by asking some open questions to better understand their client's concerns and their skin, their goals. I might start with, "Can you tell me a little bit about your skin?" Then I would follow up with, "What are your goals for your skin?" Or, "Do you have any concerns with your skin?"
Yes, get to know their lifestyle by asking about their work, exercise habits, travel frequency, outdoor activities, and whether they prefer mornings or evenings for their routines. Understanding these aspects will help you customize their treatment better. The more you know about them, the more effectively you can provide appropriate recommendations. Morgan, what do you do when you have a client that's just not giving you a lot to work with? You're asking the open-ended questions, but they say they don't have any concerns with their skin still.
Yeah, sometimes that happens. It can be really frustrating. There's a couple things that I like to do. So sometimes I might start by asking them about their skin's hydration levels, their texture, their tone. So, for example, if someone says, nope, I don't have any skin concerns, then I ask them follow up questions like, okay, so how do you feel about the hydration level of your skin? What about the texture of your skin? And typically I'll get something out of that. Other times I might hand them a mirror and say something like, okay, Jolie, so if you had a magic wand and if you could change anything about your skin, what would it be? Just that close up look at their skin typically allows them to realize that maybe like a brown spot on their forehead or redness on their cheeks is a concern of theirs.
Yeah, I love that tip, Morgan. If a client seems particularly anxious, I might ask, what are your biggest concerns about today's treatment? I also find it helpful to take notes during the consultation to make sure I don't miss anything and that I can refer back to in the future. Asking your client about what their budget is and how many steps they prefer in their routine can help you at customizing a regimen that your client is going to stick to. We know that consistency is key.
Absolutely. So after hearing their concerns and goals, you would give them an overview of the service they're receiving and how it's going to address their specific concerns. So for example, if they mention, I'm noticing some rough texture on my cheeks. Okay, so today's facial includes a dermaplane. It's going to exfoliate off that top dead layer, and that rough texture that you're experiencing should feel a lot softer. If you're performing a chemical peel, make sure to go over any post-treatment considerations, downtime, and their aftercare as well.
Yeah. Also, don't fear changing the service day of. Make the proper recommendation that you know their skin is going to benefit from the most. If they're down for a facial that is better for someone with acne and your client's presenting as very dry and sensitive, talk to them about this. Clients don't know what they don't know.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more, Jolie. So upgrading can sometimes feel a little bit awkward at first, but addressing it in a way where you're connecting with their concerns is going to be really helpful. So for example, Julie, after hearing you say that your skin has been dry lately and you're most concerned with those sunspots, you're going to benefit more from us doing a deluxe hydrofacial because it uses super serums filled with antioxidants, peptides, and hyaluronic acid to help hydrate your skin. Then I'll use a custom targeted treatment to address your sunspots that you're noticing. It's a $50 upgrade, and you'll leave with your skin looking glowy and refreshed. How's that sound today?
Morgan, I love that you took the time to ask that question at the end to involve the client in that decision-making process.
Thanks. I also make it a point to explain the reasons behind my recommendations. Using that approach is going to educate your client on their skin health. It's also going to satisfy their desire to learn. Clients, like you mentioned earlier, they don't know what they don't know. So they may have popped onto your website and chose a facial based on a price, but maybe that's not best for them. And it's just because they weren't aware of all the other options out there. Unfortunately, this level of education is not always provided to clients. So it's a great opportunity to set yourself apart from your competitors.
Yeah, I agree. To conclude your consultation, make sure to address any questions, concerns, objections your client may have. If they decline to upgrade the service today, don't take it personally. You can always suggest that they rebook it for their next appointment. Once you've landed on their treatment, start the service. Okay, so that was a lot of information we just went over. I would love to put all this into action. Morgan, should we do some role playing?
I mean, I love role playing. I think that's the best way that you can practice and learn and grow.
Yeah.
All right. So, Jolie, you're going to be the client today?
I guess
Put me in
so.
the hot spot or the hot
Yeah,
seat.
you
Let's
did.
do it. All right. So I'm the esthetician. Hi, Jolie. I'm Morgan. I'm going to be your esthetician today. Would you like any tea or water?
Hi, Morgan. No, thank you.
All right. So you can follow me this way. I'm going to show you to my space. Would you like a blanket or a bolster under your knees?
Sure, I'll take both.
Okay, perfect. All right. So before we get started, I want to share a little bit more about myself. I'm a hydrofacial master. I have over 15 years of experience. So any questions that you have along the way, please feel free to ask. I'm going to start by asking you a few safety questions. Are you allergic to anything?
No.
Okay. Are you pregnant or breastfeeding, or do you have any medical conditions I should be aware of?
No and no.
Well, you're making this really easy for me, Jolie. Are any topical prescriptions used on your skin?
No prescriptions, no.
Okay. And are you on any other medications right now?
No.
All right. You're like the easiest client that I've ever had to work with. You really are making this so easy for me.
No.
All right. Any injectables in the last 2 weeks, Botox or filler?
No, not in the last 2 weeks.
Okay, perfect. So tell me a little bit about your skin. What made you book this clarifying facial?
Yeah, so I just feel like my skin has been so dull and textured lately. I also have some congestion around my cheeks and my jawline. I booked this facial hoping to smooth and brighten my skin.
So, Jolie, would you say that your skin is more oily, dry, combination, or normal? And then how long has your skin been feeling like this?
Yeah, so I would say I'm on the more like normal to dry side. I don't typically get very oily. I have been feeling like this for a few months now. I was hoping it was just gonna go away on its own, but it still hasn't.
Okay, I understand. And what products are you using at home? Like, walk me through your morning and nighttime routine.
Yeah, so I'm mostly using CeraVe and the Ordinary products. It's just things that I've seen on my social media. And I use CeraVe cleanser and their retinol, and then the Ordinary's moisturizer and their hyaluronic acid. I've also tried their glycolic toner and their peel. It's like a red peel.
Okay. And how often are you using those products? Do you feel like they're working for you? And I didn't hear an exfoliating product. Are you exfoliating at home as well?
Yeah, I do my skincare every morning and night. I would say I use all of these every morning and night except for my retinol. I'm only using that at night because I've just been really wanting to smooth and brighten the skin. The products I'm using, I think they're fine, but I've been consistently using for a couple of months now and I'm just not seeing the results I was hoping for. I bought that retinol because I heard it's great for cell turnover and that could help with some of my issues, but I don't really feel like it's been doing much. As for an exfoliant, no, I'm not. Like I said, I've tried that red peel from The Ordinary, but it's very spicy. And usually when I would take it off, like it leaves a red wherever I've applied it. Like my
Okay.
skin's just very red. I wasn't sure if that was normal, so I just stopped using it.
Okay. Yeah, that's all really good to know. I'm glad you're being consistent with your routine. Do other products sting or tingle or make you feel red after applying them?
No, not that I've noticed.
Okay, that's great. And then when the texture and congestion started to appear, was there anything you noticed that you're doing differently in your day to day? Any changes to your diet, skincare, makeup, anything like that?
That's a good question. I've never thought about that. I did get a new makeup primer around that time.
Okay, and how often do you use that?
Just about every day. I always wear it under my foundation.
Okay. Yeah, I can totally relate to that. So I love my makeup primer. Well, before you leave today, I'd like to look at the ingredients in that primer to see if there's anything that could be causing your pores to get clogged. But I also think a gentle exfoliant, such as an enzyme, would be really beneficial to you in incorporating that into your routine. It's different from the peel that you're using from The Ordinary. It works kind of like a little Pac-Man on the surface of your skin, just eating away at the dead skin. That's going to really help to unclog your pores, help with your complexion, and help improve the texture of your skin.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds exactly like what I need. Sign me up.
Okay. Absolutely. All right. So I really want to help you reach those goals with your skin today. I think the facial you booked today is fine, but it's better for someone with more oily, acneic skin.
Okay.
Since you did say that you have more normal to dry skin, I'd like to switch your facial to the brightening facial. So this particular facial really focuses on exfoliating, which I feel your skin can really benefit from. It includes a dermaplane, which is going to help with the dull complexion, and an enzyme. The enzyme might feel a little bit tingly, maybe slightly spicy at first, but as I massage it, that should calm down and make it feel a little bit more comfortable. And then it also includes a brightening and hydrating jelly mask, which is going to help you leave with hydrated skin. You're going to have a really nice, pretty glow afterwards. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, that sounds great. Is there a price difference with switching my facial?
Yeah, there is. So it's a $30 price difference. And because this facial includes the dermaplane, I do know your skin is going to benefit from that more and you'll see better results.
Okay, that's not a problem. I'm really excited to try this. I really appreciate you explaining all of this
Yeah,
to
of
me.
course. Of course. So after the treatment, I'm going to write down my recommendations. I like to work with your skin a little bit more before finalizing what I think you should change about your home care routine. Do you have any questions for me before we get started?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, perfect. Let's get started. All right, so that is all for today's episode. We hope you enjoyed this deep dive into the art of the consultation.
Wow, Morgan, that was excellent.
Thanks. You made it really easy for me. I will say the one thing that I remember frequently when I would do consultations is you get to that medication question.
Yeah.
And you're like, okay, are you currently taking any medications? And clients all the time would say yes
Yep.
with with nothing.
Okay.
Like no information.
Right.
So a good follow-up question, because it can be a little awkward when they're just like, yep, sure am.
Right.
Is, okay, so some medications can affect the sensitivity level in your skin. Can I ask you what conditions your medication treats? And typically when there's some hesitation with the medication question, it's usually because they're on some kind of mental health medication. So they're just feeling a little bit awkward, but it's so important to remember that like blood pressure medication, antibiotics, all of those can increase sensitivity in the skin.
Yeah.
And I don't expect estheticians to know every single thing about every single medication out there. But I think another good follow-up question is, do you ever notice any skin sensitivity with that medication?
Yeah.
You're going to get the answer right there.
Yeah.
So if you ever have any questions about a specific medication, if they name it and you're like, I have no idea what that is, you can look it up. But I think that great follow-up question is just, do you notice any skin sensitivity with that?
Yeah.
So I think that's great.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, just remember, Estes, that the consultation is the foundation of any successful treatment.
Yeah. So to kind of recap what we discussed, the importance of creating that welcoming environment when your client walks in, a clean environment, greeting them, and then asking the right questions in your consultation. The safety questions are great, but we need those open-ended questions, the lifestyle questions to kind of dig more, especially if they're having some true concerns that they're coming to you about. We need to get to that root to that problem.
Yeah, absolutely. Julie, I wanted to go back to the product question too. So let's say you have a client who is using everything that you have to offer.
Yeah.
She's got it all. Sounds like me. Like if somebody asks me what products I use at home, I'm going to have a long list.
Yeah.
Now there's some good follow-up questions though. Like how often are you using that polish, or how often are you using your retinol? How often do you apply your sunscreen? Just because a client has the product at home doesn't mean that they're using it correctly. They could be using it too often. They could be using it not enough. So those are, again, great education opportunities. We also stress the importance of active listening, building trust by explaining the why behind our recommendations, and addressing client concerns and objections with empathy and understanding. Remember, this is an ongoing learning process. Every client is unique, and each consultation is going to be different.
Yeah, definitely. I agree with that. By focusing on building that strong client relationship and delivering those exceptional results, we can create that thriving and fulfilling aesthetics practice.
So, thank you so much for tuning in. Don't forget to subscribe, rate, and review.
And as always, stay happy and healthy.